Namaste friends, we're continuing the yoga series. Let's talk about the Kemadruma yoga. Classical text says that a person will be dirty, doing the unrighteous deeds, always into unscrupulous things and, deprived of morale, deprived of money, being a thug, dependent with someone, and also a person who continuously making mistakes in life. They're not learning anything from their life. They continuously doing bad deeds. This is what classically it says. I've personally seen over the years that Kemadruma, people who has Kemadruma, based on my own research, it may not be accurate, but based on what I've seen 12 years, some of my clients who has the Kemadruma, these people are like con artists. They are scam artists. They cheat their way through their life. It doesn't matter at home, outside, it doesn't matter. They find easy way out, and they are also known to covet people's properties and people's things. Sometimes even cheating their own spouse is seen in the Kemadruma yoga. It is naturally a yoga which will bring down not only morale level but also financial level. One will be naturally losing everything. Okay, we may encounter financial difficulties, financial adversities once a while in our life, but having these yogas, which are some of the other yogas which are similar to this, would be like Daridra or Rekha for that matter. Financial loss will be significant. It would not be like, okay, I couldn't pay my house rent, I'm back by a month. It would not be like that. It would be bad, like borrowing food from the neighbors. That sort of things would be occurring if you have this Kemadruma yogas. And then again, one thing to note is that it doesn't happen for the entire life. Or any yogas for that matter, gets amplified, gets actually expressive during its own dasa. Okay, so that's something very important that I keep saying to my clients. This thing doesn't happen every time. It happens only at that right moment in life when that exact when the exact dasa comes in. Only then these yogas will start to activate. Okay, so how does one know if they have the Kemadruma yoga? It's very easy actually. If you look at your Rasi chart, and if you notice there's no planets on both sides of the moon, okay, it's just vacant, it's just empty on the both sides of the moon, then that's the Kemadruma yoga is formed. Okay, but there are cancellations here. If you see both sides of the moon and there's no planets there, don't be alarmed. Chances are there could be cancellations as well. So what are the factors of cancellations? If you have grahas in the kendra, okay, from the Rasi, or if you have grahas in the kendra positions from the moon, that cancels off this yoga, except for the sun. Sun doesn't count. Okay, if you have sun in the kendra, doesn't mean that the yoga is cancelled. The yoga is still active. Okay, same if you have grahas in the kendra starting from the moon and you have sun in one of those kendra locations, that also means it's not counted. The yoga still remains. B, according to Varahamihira, one of the greatest sages of Vedic astrology, he says that this yoga must be only applied to the royalties or people with significant amount of money. People, rich people. These people are the one that must be used. This yoga must be only applied to people who are wealthy, people with a lot of money. Because you must understand, it brings down financial stability. And naturally, if you go to a commoner or a person who's already poor, then this wouldn't make sense. So Varahamihira was clear about this. He says these must be only checked. So, and these can lead into many things. I don't take any chances. In my clients, I still check if they have this, and is depending to personal discretion whether you want to check this or not. C, if you have moon in the Taurus, of course you know moon gets exalted in Taurus of Vrishabha, then this cancels the yoga. D, if you have moon in conjunction with a benefic graha, okay, I mean if moon is conjoined with another graha, with a benefic graha which is a good graha, then this again cancels off the Kamadruma. E, if Venus is in Kendra and being aspected or conjuncted with Jupiter. So if you look at your charts, if you see you have Kamadruma, but then you also notice Venus is in one of the Kendra houses or the 1, 4, 7, 10 houses, and you also notice that Jupiter is aspecting Venus, looking at Venus, then this yoga is cancelled. The last factor of Kamadruma cancellation is the effects will get significantly reduced if 2 or more grahas is in drishti or in aspect of the moon. If you have 2 good grahas looking at moon, or rather in drishti or aspecting the moon, then this yoga will be still, not to say cancelled, but partially cancelled. You know, the effects will be significantly reduced. Those are the factors for the cancellation of Kamadruma. Now, what are the effects? The effects of this is that if you have any Raja Yogas in your charts, and same time you have Kamadruma, then it ruins all the Raja Yoga yogas. Then that is one of the most painful thing when we look at the charts. The first thing when we see if there's a Kamadruma, quickly we have to observe if there's any Raja Yogas or not. If there is, then the Raja Yoga is all futile. I mean, this goes into waste. There's a term, they call it the Raja Yoga Bhanga. The Raja Yoga Bhanga means it cancels off any Raja Yogas. And the other effect that it makes a person, truly poor, goes right to the, ultimately poor. It goes like from a prince to a pauper. Some even become like vagabonds. They lose their mind because they had so much of money and all of a sudden they have absolutely nothing. The other effect is that this person would naturally will be devoid of devotion. Lack of bhakti or devotion is seen with people who are having the Kamadruma. Okay, so that's about this yoga. It can be a little bit confusing, but once you're used to it, then this is it's quite easy actually to identify this yoga. So please stay tuned for more yogas until the next time. Thank you. Namaste.